Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to flip through these 4 pocket mini albums that I just created. These are going to my nieces. I do have a 5th one that I need to make, but I haven't picked out the papers yet for it. So I thought I'd go ahead and shoot this because the structure of the album is the same. And also I didn't want to hold up the other videos that are in this series. So this one is a showcase video. I'll just be flipping through each of these 4 albums just so that you can see them. But I do have a tutorial on how I made these albums, and I think it's this one that I put together. So if you're interested to see how I made the album, then you can check out the tutorial video. I also have another video that is just on how to create a custom size pocket using the We Are Memory Keepers journal pocket punch board. It just so happened that the size pocket that I wanted isn't one of the ones listed in the guide that comes with your punch board. So I had to figure out, how do I make a pocket to fit the size that I want. And so that I share with you in a lot more detail in that video. So you can check out those 2 videos if you want to see more about how these albums came about. Before I start flipping through, I did also want to mention that I used the Spellbinders card kits of the month to theme and decorate each of these books. And so let's see, I think this one was Stay Cool, Hang With Me, Celebrate, and Golden Swan. I don't know if any of them are available anymore, but I think it's been perhaps a year now that I bought those card kits because they went on super duper clearance last year. And when I saw the price drop, I just ordered probably like 6 kits. And I bought these in particular with my nieces in mind, but it's taken me about a year to get to it. So I'm glad that I finally was able to put these together. And what's nice is that basically, the Spellbinders kits have so much included in them to decorate and make projects with that even after putting these albums together, I still probably have, I would say, 2/3, maybe even 3/4 of the kit still left. So I can still make plenty more projects with them. So the kits are just fantastic value. I don't subscribe monthly, in part because you do get so much, and I feel like I would never be able to use it all up. And these projects are super simple because I actually didn't use any of the stamps that come in the kit. I didn't use any of the dies that come in the kit. I just used the solid color cardstock, the pattern paper, and all of or some of the ephemera and embellishments that come in the kit. So really, really simple. Basically, just glue is all you need and something to cut with. So the spine, I did die cut and put my niece's names on the spine. I won't show it, but just wanted to mention it. That way it's nicely personalized, and if they have, their books on a shelf side by side, then they'll know which one is theirs. So this one in particular is a little bit structurally different than the other 3 because I was trying something different with how I attached my cover to my spine here, and I didn't quite like how it turned out. I think visually it looks kind of nice, but it that took a little bit of engineering to kind of make it work out so that it would actually look half decent. But that's why this one looks a little bit different from the other 3. So flipping in, I've got I think this is a Sizzix alphabet die set. So I'll try to link to products that I used to put this album together, and if I can find them anyways. So that one was a Sizzix, I think, alphabet die set, and then each of these pocket pages, as I mentioned before, I used the We Are Memory Keepers journal pocket punch board, and my original thought was that I was going to stuff the pockets with the die cuts and the stickers and just fun stuff that they can use to decorate them. So I left all of the pages just plain. So that's why this album comes together so fast, because I didn't decorate the pages at all. I'm leaving that to my nieces so that they can just have fun with the little embellishments and stickers and whatnot. And I'm giving them some photo corners as well. So they can actually go ahead and decorate it however they want and add their own personal touch to it. The tags came as an afterthought because I had so many of these strips of paper, pattern paper, left over after, cutting down, my mats and layers for the page bases. And I didn't want those to go to waste, but I had so many of them, I wanted to use some of them up. And I thought tags would be a really great way of doing that. So I created a tag that is just large enough to put, a 3x4 photo on it. So they could even put a photo on here if they wanted. And just added some strips of washi tape from my stash that I just tore off. And I don't use washi a lot, so I was trying to kind of dig through my stash and really use a lot of stuff up. I also have these charms, which I have a bunch of. I bought them on Amazon, and you get 300 of them, and they're really nice. Some of them are kind of double-sided, so they have patterning on both sides, and the detail is just fantastic. When I get to some of those, I'll show you. But for a set of 300, all unique charms, I think I paid maybe 10 or 12 bucks, and they're good. They're a nice weight, and like I mentioned, they have fantastic detail, and 300 different charms, you're getting a ton of variety. So I was able to, in a lot of cases, find charms that either fit the tag that I was putting it on, or the paper on the page base itself. So that was fun. And then I just used a little bit of embroidery thread to attach it. And so here's one where there's the back, and then here's the front, and they're actually different. So really, really super cute. Love these charms. And my nieces, they like to make their own jewelry and stuff, and so I thought this was a fun way of giving them some charms. They could easily just snip the embroidery thread here and then just untie this loop, and then they could use these charms in their own bracelets or necklaces and earrings, whatever they want to do. And so I thought this is a cute way of just giving them something that they could also repurpose and use. I don't think they necessarily need to keep it on the tag itself. But that's why the whole tag idea came as an afterthought, because I was really trying to find ways to use up stuff from my stash. So, this is a little bit stuck here. I think in subsequent albums, what I'm gonna do. So what this is getting stuck on is that there's actually a tab here that is glued to the inside of this pocket, and what happens is that creates a ledge that if you're gonna stuff things in here, it could possibly get caught on that. Now this will go all the way flush down, but you have to you kind of have to get it on the other side of that little glue tab that is glued in there. But the way to fix it is, what I did was I actually assembled and closed up my tag first, and then I put the glue tab in. But if I glued the tab in first and then just put some Scotch tape over that seam, it makes for a much smoother transition, so then you can glide items in and out and it won't get caught on that extra thickness of the glue tab. So I might try that next time. It will definitely be a little bit trickier to assemble in that order, but it may be worthwhile doing just for the usability of pulling things in and out of the pockets. Some of the other things that I use, so where I've got pattern paper meeting colored cardstock, and again, just having leftover pieces of pattern paper and leftover strips of the solid color cardstock, I was looking for ways of using them all up. But when I put two either pattern papers or solid and pattern paper, I like to use these Love from Lizzie's pinstripe stickers. It just helps to kind of finish off that edge a little bit. And she has such a good variety of both style and color and finishes. So you can get glitter ones, you can get foil ones, you can get all sorts really. Then the other thing that I used were 1/8 inch eyelets, and these were also purchased on Amazon. They are not the WRMK brand. So I did, one of the things that kind of held up the completion of these albums was that I went ahead and invested in the We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile, the big bite version. And if you're not familiar, that's a tool that will actually punch holes in your paper and as well set eyelets. And you can do that for two sizes, 1/8 inch and 3/16 inch. I also just want to show, look at these two swans on this charm. It's just a perfect match with this pattern paper. And again, this is another one of those that's front and back. So super cute. So the Big Bite, I had to wait for that to arrive, and I actually was really hesitant to purchase it because I watched a lot of videos on how to use it and whatnot. And here's another one where you've got detail on the front, so that's the top of the ballet slippers, but then look at the back, totally different detailing for the soles of the ballet slippers. Super cute. Look at, I love all of that attention to detail. So I was hesitant to buy it because it seemed like some people struggled a little bit with getting it to set eyelets, but I actually use grommets, and the difference between grommets and eyelets, at least per my understanding, this one's holographic, so I love that. So eyelets are just the one piece, so it's just the top piece that's pretty, and then you have the barrel that gets kind of crimped on the back. But grommets actually come in two pieces, and so not only do you have the eyelet, but you have a washer that gets crimped to the back, and it just gives you a little bit nicer of a finish. And I don't know if that's the difference, but I really didn't struggle too much with setting these grommets because they just worked almost flawlessly. And these mini albums, each of them has 6 pages, so across the 4 albums there's 24 tags that I had to set eyelets for. There were only 2 times where it was a total fail, and I had to do it again and throw away the grommet. But otherwise, I didn't have any issues at all. Although I did find that with the 1/8 inch grommets, that I did have to use more pressure to get it to clamp down fully. And I love the little bird. You can even see, the wings, the little eye. And so it was very well worth the purchase. And I had already kind of had in mind that even if I was never able to set a grommet with my Big Bite, that just the ability to punch a hole in the middle of your paper was well worth it, because the difference between the Big Bite and the Crocodile that's handheld is that the Big Bite has a deeper throat, so you can insert it into the paper much further, I think 6.5 inches. So you can actually punch a hole 6 inches in from the edge of the paper. So if you mostly deal with 12 by 12 paper, you can basically put a hole virtually anywhere on your paper. And for that alone, it's super useful as a tool to have in your craft room. but I have found that setting the eyelets hasn't been much of an issue at all. So those are my 4 albums, and if you are interested in seeing how I put these together, as I mentioned before, I do have 2 other videos that go along with this, and one is how to put the album together. I think it was this one, and then the other is how to create custom size pockets using the We Are Memory Keepers journal pocket punch board. If anyone is interested in how to make tags and punch and set eyelets, let me know, because I do have the We Are Memory Keepers tag punch board, and as I mentioned, I've got the Big Bite crocodile as well, so I can do a separate tutorial on how to make tags and set eyelets into the holes for your tags. So that's my project for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and until my next video, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.